Huh? Liability. Yeah. Quality, state, or condition of being legally obligated or accountable. Oops. Legal responsibility to another, as in myself and my family, or to society. Enforceable by civil remedy or criminal punishment. Liability for injuries caused by negligence. Oh. Now, also termed legal liability, subjection, responsibility. Fault. A financial or pecuniary obligation in a specified amount, debt, tax liability. Now, when I email CPS, yes. And you just wanted to say I was crazy. You know I'm not crazy. When you don't give me notice of court hearings, yes. And then you decide to issue a dissolution of marriage, right? Without the jurisdiction of law, yeah. When you refuse to expunge my record, and then you continue to issue protection orders, yeah. When you refuse to acknowledge forgery laws, Heidi Lee Budner, yes. And you won't actually investigate crime. See, the term liability is one of at least double signification. In one sense, it is the synonym of duty, the correlative of right. In this sense, it is the opposite of privilege or liberty. If a duty rests upon a party, yes, police, sheriff, CPS, society is now commanding performance by them and threatening penalties. In a second sense, the term liability is the correlative of power and the opposite of immunity. Now, we talked about policing power. Ouch. We talk about the vested power of the oath of office. Yeah, that would be the power. And then the opposite of that is your thought that you are immune from prosecution. Now, for every police officer that said, well, you just can't sue me, you thought that you had immunity because you're in the police department. But the truth of the matter is, there is no immunity to any citizen of this nation, unless, of course, it's diplomatic immunity. And that's only in special circumstances if you're on your way to a United Nations meeting. But you can be prosecuted in the United States of America. There is no immunity for any person in law enforcement. Does the sheriff understand that you do not have immunity from prosecution? The opposite of power is immunity. Now, for some reason, right, every time I email you, Exhibit B, Jack, yes, that the law says you cannot reissue a temporary protection order unless the previous protection order expires within 90 days, but you did. Poop. You cannot reissue a temporary protection order, yes, and then reissue it again on June 12th without one attempt of service on the respondent. That's what it says. You cannot reissue a temporary protection order, yes, and schedule a hearing 48 days later, because the law says that you only have 14 days to do that. You cannot say that you attempted service twice on me, yes, when you do know who I am, yes, and you did know where I was at. Now you can't reissue a 10-year protection order, 10-year, without the acknowledgement of the petitioner, yes, without any notice or opportunity to the respondent, because of the use of an actual forgery, yes. And then you can't have somebody that is not a sheriff execute the order, yes, in the Squim Public Library. Pooch. You cannot attempt service on any other individual other than the respondent, yes. And you cannot serve any other person other than the respondent. Now, in the issuance of this protection order, yes, there's approximately 8 to 10 felonies just in the issuance of the last protection order. If I think of the number of felonies that I've experienced over the last 3.5 years,